Hello, everyone. Let me send you my regards from Lima, the city of kings and all climates. My name is uSaldana, and I work for the CA of Peru as the head of the LPR's department. Well, in this capacity, I'm in charge of the design and implementation of the test of aviation English here, as well as the administration, rating, and reporting of results. Additionally, I engage in some supervision activities to ensure the quality and effectiveness of our tests. Okay, let's move on to the first question. Who is the target test population? The test is designed for professionals in the aviation sector, especially air traffic controllers and pilots. And and as you can see here in the picture, I mean in this on the slide, each year about from 1,300 to 1,600 pilots and ATCs take their proficiency test with us. Right? This is how our report looks, right? And as you can see, we have the information about the test taker, the levels, right, with the final score, and some feedback, right? So let's take a look at a Peruvian license here. Well, in this case, this is an ATP license, and on the back of the license, we can see the LPR's endorsement. This is a level 4, and you can see the expiration date is also specified. But when a Peruvian pilot presents a foreign license that includes an ICAO language proficiency level along with the validity period, this level is acknowledged by our CAA, and we transfer that endorsement to the Peruvian license without the need for additional testing. However, we don't accept or recognize language proficiency reports from foreign institutions. Well, I might say that mutual recognition of language proficiency raters in our region is kind of problematic because different countries have varying standards or interpretations of testing, and this complicates the acceptance of foreign issued language proficiency levels. And I think that GEIA, right, through this seminar, right, and other events that they hold annually, they're a real contributor and facilitator in this matter because they promote this sort of activities. And I think that at some point, these activities will allow us to establish a common framework through discussions, right, and debates, so we can harmonize our standards, right, and we can collaborate also in the future. But we can participate in joint training solutions or perform audits to get feedback on the quality of our tests. I think that's important. Okay, moving on. Are there separate tests for pilots and air traffic controllers? Well, yes, right. This graphic outlines the test types that we offer. Under Regulation 61, we have 2 test types for pilots. The first type is for airline pilots, which includes student, private, commercial, and ATP pilots. They have to take this test. And the second type is for helicopter pilots. Both types are presented in both languages, Spanish and English. Now, under Regulation 65 for air traffic control, we also have 2 test types, right? The first one is for air traffic controllers who do surveillance control, meaning area control center or an approach. And the other type is air traffic controllers who do conventional control, like delivery, ground, tower, and approach. Both types are offered in the English language. Okay, so let me tell you that our tests follow ICAO guidelines guidelines that we find in Doc 9835 and also the 10197, the latest document issued by ICAO, right? And these docs have helped us ensure that our tests are comprehensive and suited to operational and professional needs of our audience, right? So, okay, moving on. 3, how is the test administered? So, our test is a semi-direct test. It's 100% online. Test takers can take the test from anywhere, right? They have to meet certain, security conditions, and the test lasts about an hour, right? So, why did we choose a semi-direct test online? I can give you some of the reasons as to why we went for it. But let me tell you that this has given us significant benefits for us, considering that the CAA, in our case, is the entity that provides the testing service, right? So let me tell you the reasons, right? So first of all, is this method of delivery is cost effective because we can test more test takers simultaneously, and obviously it also has helped us reduce administrative costs, right? For example, we don't have to like acquire computers, pay for a space, right? Among other things, right? And these features of a semi-direct test sounded appealing to our directors, considering the tight budget that we have, right? Another important aspect is standardization. So pre-recorded prompts ensure uniformity across tests, right? And also mitigates biases, right? And leads to fairer ratings. Another important reason was the improved focus, right? Because our test is designed to direct the rater's attention to analyzing language samples, right? So raters focus on the output without being distracted by other conversational factors such as body language, personality, attitudes, or other features that are not part of the construct, right? And another reason is technology integration. So our testing platform and digital tools seek to improve test takers' experience, meaning that we can incorporate innovative methods, right? That not only will improve the test takers' experience, but also with the help of AI, we can incorporate other types of or assistance, right? Well, these are some of the reasons, right? There are more, but I think these are the more important ones. Now let's move on to the next one, right? Oh yeah, we well in this flow chart, as you can see to the right of the of the graphic, right? This image depicts, it's a flow chart of the structure of our test, right? But to the right, we can see that per part of a test, right? The duration, and for the speaking part is 20 minutes, comprehension and speaking 18 minutes, and the comprehension part is 25 minutes, right? Okay, moving on. Number 4. Does the test include tasks dedicated to assessing listening comprehension separate from speaking performance? Well, let me take you back to the graphic. Well, yes, the test has sections that focus solely on listening comprehension, where candidates must demonstrate their ability to understand meaning, accents, and accents and word-related scenarios. So as you can see, this flowchart represents the components of our language proficiency test, and it's broken down into tasks by skill areas, and with specific activities that are relevant to radio telephony communication and also professional English proficiency, right? So regarding the accent aspect here, as part of our standardization approach, we've decided to adopt a model for our test design when it comes to accent, and we're using a mix of American, British, and non-native accents. But for non-native accents, we decided to go for a level 5 because we realized that the speakers with level 4 with the strong accents increase the cognitive level of our test takers, and that doesn't let them focus more on understanding, right, the message or the meaning, but more getting distracted by the accent itself. So it was impacting directly on the test taker's cognitive load and also in our standardization. Okay, let's continue then. Question number 5. What are the task types the test comprises and the skills and abilities it addresses? Okay, let's go back to our graphic or our chart, right? And well, the column on the right, well, this column outlines the tasks for the test, right? So as you can see, section 1 belongs to speaking and job-related information. In this task, the candidate is expected to speak about their job, providing specific details and explanations related to their professional role. We also have the task of create a story from pictures. The candidate looks at 4 pictures and constructs a coherent narrative based on what they see. So we've used the IKEA domains and events to support the themes for the pictures, right? So section 2, again, it belongs to the speaking part. In this case, share information about the future. In this task, the candidate discusses the future plans, predictions, expectations, using appropriate tenses and obviously vocabulary as well. Then describe picture. Here, the test taker observes 2 pictures and gives a detailed description of what's happening. And we also ask them to compare both pictures and then choose one over the other. Section 3, speaking to, state an opinion. Here, the test taker expresses their opinion on a given abstract topic. So here, they're expected to explain their reasoning and elaborating on their viewpoints. So this task is naturally intended for higher levels. Then provide a solution to a non-routine situation. Here, the test taker is given an operational scenario where something unexpected occurs, and 2 solutions are presented to them, right? And finally, they have to select one solution and they have to say why, right? Then we have the comprehension and speaking section. This is a new part which is recently incorporated to our test structure. So this has to do, the first task is called role play, right? And here the candidates engage in pre-recorded prompts that simulate real life scenarios like radio telephony communications. And here are, this activity or this task allows our test takers to demonstrate their language skills in a controlled setting, right? So this method enables test takers to respond to specific situations using language functionally, meaning they're going to have to request a clearance or check information or give an order or cancel a clearance, right? So by doing so, we can evaluate their ability to use functions, right? And this goes in adherence to ICAO language functions, of course. Also, we have another task called report unusual RT exchanges orally. the candidate listens to an exchange about an atypical exchange or a typical situation, and they need to give, after they listen to the exchange, they need to give a description, right? They have to report what they understood. And then moving on to comprehension, the comprehension part, that all the tasks here are multiple choice items, right? So in section 5, they're going to listen to an ATIS, right? And the candidate listens to pre-recorded ATIS message, and they have to obviously answer, right, the questions. In section 3, listen to non-routine exchanges, right? And they listen to two exchanges, and they have to select the right answers, of course, to the questions. But then listen to pilot controller lectures. Test takers listen to 2 lectures related to pilot controller training, and this requires a deeper level of comprehension. Now, in section 8, listen to academic conversations. The candidate listens to aviation-related discussions or conversations. This also involves complex language structures and vocabulary. And this is it. Okay, so next question. Does the test include tasks that engage test taker in a co-constructed dialogue with the interlocutor or another test taker? Well, there is no interaction with an interlocutor or another test taker for reasons that I explained before. We know that what the co-construction of meaning means, right? But the role play tasks in our tests allow test takers to build understanding through interactions with pre-recorded prompts, right? I know this is very controlled, but it's still, they have to clarify misunderstandings, right? Adapt their language use based on the context provided. But yeah, we understand that there is a certain degree of limitations, but having fairer, right, standardized and cost-effective tests, this sort of make up for it, right? And we also have adopted a model, right, for including follow-up questions. This is more like a follow-up question system that we have adopted here, a model. And as you can see in the graphic, right, we choose one topic, and then we ask the candidate to define it. And after that, he has to explain the steps to perform the concept in routine situations. And then we ask them to apply the same concept in a non-routine scenario, right? So this model helps test takers build on and expand their ideas, even clarify previous responses on the same topic, right? So that's it. Okay, next question. 7. Is standardized phraseology included in the test? Is the use of phraseology assessed? Well, the answer is yes, right? Standard aviation phraseology is an important aspect of our test. It's included in the prompts, right? And candidates are assessed on their appropriate use of phraseology. So yes, we understand that this is essential for ensuring clarity and safety in aviation communications, of course. 8. Is the rating carried out by a minimum of 2 raters? Well, yes. There's always 2 raters, one operational rater and a language expert. Depending on the test type, right? If the test is for controllers, we're gonna have a controller as part of the rating team right there. Or if it's a pilot, we switch to a pilot, right? And in case that there are discrepancies, right, we involve a 3rd rater to make the final decision. And then we issue the result. Yeah. Number 9. Does the test assess the 6 ICAO levels? Well, yes, right? Go from 1 to 6. And this flowchart illustrates the ICAO language proficiency levels and their corresponding sub-levels. So for us, this sub-level approach which is an adaptation from ICAO, from the ICAO levels. It's been very useful, and we use it mostly for internal purposes now, because it helps us perform a more detailed analysis of the candidate's language abilities. For example, a 4S is a weak 4, right? And a 4 plus is a strong 4, possibly showing more features or some features of a level 5. But it helps us, place the test taker in a level more accurately, right? And this granularity approach has helped us distinguish the various degrees of proficiency that a single level might not describe, right? So it's been very beneficial for us. And just to be clear, right, the final scores will always be from 1 to 6, right? So we're not changing that. And also the validity periods are the same, right? These sub-levels are for internal use, right, for now. We haven't shared this with test takers yet, but we're planning. Of course, we're planning to. So we currently offer the full test, right, from 1 to 6, but we're in the near future, hopefully, we're gonna offer both options: the operational test or level 4 test, and then the full test. Okay, final comments. Well, right here, what I can say is that that our test is worth $4 US, right? And um, and I also wanted to share with you this, this pie chart displays the distribution of language proficiency levels in our country based on the ICAO scale. So this chart is divided into 4 sections, where each represents a different level of proficiency. So let me break it down to you right here. I think it's you can understand this, by looking at it, but let me explain it, right? So the level 4, which makes up the largest portion of the chart, comprises the 62% of the total, right? Then the level 5 accounts for the 21%. Then the level 6, right? The level 6, which is the smallest portion, it represents 8%, right? And below level 4, comprises 9% of the total. In this case, our candidates are, the student pilots or student air traffic controllers, right? Who are starting in the field, right? What else can I say? Oh, important here, right? My final remarks here would be more like suggestions, right? So I think we should create a committee, right? A committee that can facilitate regular meetings like this one, right? To discuss challenges that we have to deal with in this region, right? In our region, so we can share best practices, we can align our testing standards, right? So this sort of collaboration can help build trust, right? And foster a unified approach of the language proficiency testing, right? So that also can help us, develop certain mechanisms, right, or procedures to perform oversight, right? So we can get feedback on the quality of our tests, right? Participate in research and development initiatives, and also join workshops and training like this. And well, yes, that would be all. Thank you very much, GEIA, for the opportunity.